All right, so we have the same equation here, and I will do another one that's a little bit more challenging, but I wanted to show you two different methods to solving these kinds of equations. So for method one, we're going to use the rainbow or distributive property. And for method two, we're going to divide right off the bat. All right, so for distributive property, okay, in our class we called it the rainbow. We are going to rainbow in this number into every single number inside those brackets. And remember, it has to stay on this side of the equal sign. Okay, we're not going anywhere past the equal sign. And what we're doing is we're multiplying. So 4 times r is 4r. And 4 times negative 0.6 is negative 2.4. Then we got our equal sign, and then negative 3.2 has stayed the same. And now we're in a position where we use the same 2 steps we learned back in the previous chapter. We want to get rid of our constants first. And we always take the sign in front of the constant. So if this is minus 2.4, the opposite would be plus 2.4. Then what we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. When I do that, the 2.4 is gone. All we're left with is a 4r. And negative 3.2 plus 2.4 is negative 0.8. And then from here, we have to unattach the 4 from the r. They're attached with multiplication. The opposite is to divide by 4 to both sides. That gets rid of our 4. R is equal to 0.8 divided by 4, which is 0.2. And a negative divided by a positive is negative. And that would be our answer. Now, that's the distributive property. So we rainbow it in, and then we solve normally. Now, method 2 actually asks us to divide right away, because what's happening is this is 4 times r minus 0.6. This is one thing equals negative 3.2. Well, this, if we were just to say this is a variable, the opposite is to divide. R times something equals negative 3.4. Well, the opposite is to divide by 4 and divide by 4. And when I do that, the 4 actually disappears from this side. So then all we'd be left with is whatever this is. And when I do that, this would be r minus 0.6, and negative 3.2 divided by 4 would be negative 0.8. And now, all we actually have to get rid of is this constant by adding 0.6 to both sides. And r would be equal to negative 0.2. Sorry, that's hard to see. So, if I show you another example, okay, this is for method 2 and method 1. If I have a simpler number, all right, we do the exact same thing. And sorry, let's use this a different number, 6, just to make the numbers easier. So from here, method 1 is, it means the first step I do is rainbow. I rainbow it in, I rainbow it in, and I multiply. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 1 is 2. And we get 6. And then from here, I get rid of the constants. Positive 2, the opposite is subtract 2. What I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other side. I'm left with, constants are gone, I'm left with 2x equals 6 minus 2 is 4. And then I have to unattach the x from the 2, and they're attached with multiplication, so the opposite is to divide by 2. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So now the 2's are gone, and x is equal to 2. Now if I was to do it with division, I divide both sides by 2, because if I'm multiplying something here by 2, the opposite is to divide. Now when I do that, the 2 disappears on this side. So all we're left with is an x plus 1. And on this side, 6 divided by 2 is 3. And now I have to unattach the x from the other numbers. Well, first I get rid of the constant, so plus 1, minus 1. What I do to one side, I do to the other. That takes away the 1 on this side, so all we're left with is an x. And 3 minus 1 is 2. If you notice, we got the exact same answer, just 2 different ways.